So there was an interesting question asked in my last live stream, and that question was, so if somebody that doesn't have a drug issue or a mental health issue and is just down on their luck, $1,000 a month would support them and they would be perfectly fine. And, you know, I answered the question as how it would pertain to me, but I began to ponder this question because, I mean, it's something that's big enough that where if people started doing it, it could either have a positive or negative impact on the homeless community. And, you know, the last thing that you want to do is create anger, resentment, or the feeling of being duped because you know, you've got, you know, homeless out here that have different situations, different things. So at first, because, you know, being a business owner, and I'd also tried to do a project that required me to go to venture capitalists and also to seek out angel investors. You know, at first I thought about it from like an angel investor point of view. So if you look at it and go, okay, well, I'm an angel investor, and yeah, I could invest something like, you know, $1,000 a month for, let's say, 12 months. And, you know, that way, you know, I could do my part. But for a venture capitalist or for somebody that's an angel investor, what they're looking to do is not only get their money back, but to get a return on their money. And the average homeless person, you know, if that situation were provided to them, really wouldn't benefit from it. The angel investor would not really be able to make money, not unless they were going in on something like a joint venture. So let's say I decided I wanted to start my cleaning business up again, or I wanted to start something to do with like remodeling and construction or something along those lines. That would be something for an angel investor. And I think that there are, you know, if you look at the My Pillow guy, he was homeless, he was a crackhead, and, you know, he found some angel investors, and now look at how big My Pillow is. You know, if you look at Dave's Killer Bread, he got out of prison for murder, and therefore he, you know, found the right people that would invest in him, and, you know, he made Dave's Killer Bread. So we do have those that are within the homeless community that have been able to raise funds for a business idea, but this is something that is extremely rare, and maybe 1% of the population would benefit from this. So then if something like this were to happen, what would be the best way for an individual to go about, you know, assisting the homeless if they want to be able to do something that is impactful? And, you know, one of the things that, if you guys have heard me talk about going through my whole suicide thing, is that when I came out of it, I decided to, you know, that I was just going to exist. I also decided that, you know, my life, I've done everything and accomplished everything that I wanted to do. So therefore, you know, I'm just going to exist, but now I also can, you know, be more philanthropic about the things in which I do. And I think that, you know, as far as a wider access to the things that need to be, that could be done to benefit the homeless, the homeless crisis and the homeless problem, I think that you would need somebody that is more along the lines of a philanthropical person. Now, this doesn't mean that you need to have lots of money. You know, there's a guy over here that I just talked to because I'm next to an encampment, and, you know, he was saying, like, I like to sit around and read books all day. You know, somebody who is an avid reader, who wants to be able to have something, you know, to have in common with a homeless person, maybe even develop a relationship. Maybe that might be something that they could do, is bring their old books to this guy, because he likes to sit back and he likes to read books. You know, I've met quite a few people out here that's how they get their entertainment, is they like to read books. So does that require a lot of money? No. But there are people out there that, you know, if they were to get funding, could actually benefit from it. But I still think that the percentage of the homeless population that would actually be able to truly benefit is very small. And the reason why it's small is because there are some people that come out here that really just want to get out of the situation, that look at it as something as temporary. There are some people that come out here that look at it as the end of the world, and so therefore they can see that they're going to be homeless for the rest of their life. There are other people that develop drug addictions who do not want to get away from their drugs, and so therefore, why would you want to throw good money after bad? Okay, so like, what is it if you're, so who could benefit from like the philanthropic type of people that want to go out there and make an impact on homelessness, and to make a positive impact on homelessness? Because to be a philanthropist, what the whole ideology is behind it, and this actually started at the turn of the 20th century, because a lot of the wealthy individuals, they accumulated all this wealth, and they had so much anger and resentment against them that they decided, in so many ways, it became more of a PR campaign to restore their name and to untarnish it because of the negative publicity that they've gotten. And so they would go out there, wealthy individuals, and they would try to make an impact on society to move it in the direction that they think that society should be moved. And again, it doesn't take money, it takes time, effort, energy. And, that means getting to know your homeless person, understanding what their needs are, and understanding what it is that you can do, that you have the means and the availability to do, to actually make an impact and benefit the homeless community. And I think that the part of the community that would benefit most from this, and would probably do a lot to rectify what's really going on in the homeless industrial complex and the judicial industrial complex. There are people out here that are like me. I am building a channel. I've got business aspirations. I treat this like a business, so on and so forth. And, because of not only the dog, but the fact that I don't have a drug addiction, that I don't have like mental health issues, that, all I'm really needing is just some basic stability and some basic services. And, I may never need them ever again. These are the people that would benefit the most from somebody who is being philanthropic, or that would like to make an impact, because this is the part of the homeless community that has the ability to return to normal, to go back into society, and start contributing in taxes and paying rent and all those other things that they want that society expects for them to be a functioning member of society. So, again, when I was asked the question, would $1,000, a month help somebody out that is homeless? Well, it depends upon what their needs and what their goals are. For somebody like me, what $1,000 a month would do to be able to have that income, it means that not only, because you got to look at it from a daily standpoint, because when you're homeless, you're living day to day. You're not living month to month. You're not living paycheck to paycheck. You don't have that 2-week window between paychecks before you have to, face the music again. And, so for somebody like me, $1,000 a month equals about $33 a day. Well, I only need $20 to $25 a day to be able to survive. So what would I do with that extra cushion? That extra cushion would allow me to buy an enhanced gear, which then I could take onto my channel, and to be able to put affiliate links so that I can make a commission off of it as I do things, along the way. Okay, but what about that $750 that I would be using as my daily support? What would something like that do for me? Well, it means that I spend less of my day hunting for resources, whether it be, waiting in food lines, going to a laundromat, getting a shower, things like that. Now, would I take it and put a roof over my head? I think that it would be, I think that it would be a mismanagement of money at this point in time for something like that, because what I'm needing to do to be able to reach my goals, and to be able to reach what it is that I want to accomplish, to be able to have the economic freedom that I desire, I need to be able to have as much free time as possible to be able to focus on not only creating content, but editing the content so that it comes out and attracts the most amount of viewers, that makes the most impact as far as educating people, and something like that. So if somebody were philanthropic, and they would see, well, there is a need for somebody to be able to share their homeless experience, and to be able to share tips and ideas on how to be able to make it the best situation, on how to be able to get out of the situation if you want to, or how to be comfortable if you decide that you want to stay in that situation. Okay, so is my message something that would make an impact. And if somebody believes so, then, being able to give me the time to be able to hone in my message and to put my best foot forward, so that I'm not spending all of my time, hunting for resources, or, standing on a street corner flying a sign to bridge the gap in the things that I need for resources. It makes a big difference to somebody like me who's in the situation that I'm in. Now, will this help with everybody? No, this would help with the individual. This is why it's important to get to know your individual homeless person, because when you get to know them, you understand what it is that they're struggling with, what it is that will make their life a lot easier, so that they can accomplish the goals in which they're wanting to accomplish. But also, you got to look at it from a standpoint is, a lot of people blow a lot of hot air, and you've got to be able to have I guess you call them checkpoints, or points where you can check in on them and make sure that the money that you're putting in there, or that the resources that you're sharing with this individual are making the expected impact that you would like to have it to make. Okay, so from this standpoint, and I'm saying this a lot because I know that there are quite a few individuals in this chat, and probably in other homeless channels as well, where these individuals want to be able to make an impact, but all they see is, the only way I can make an impact and make sure that it goes the way I want it to go is to give to a nonprofit, which that just, in a lot of ways, that's a lazy and convenient way to do it. It's not really helping the homeless individuals. It's just perpetuating the homeless industrial complex, because most of the money stays at the top. Very little of it actually makes it down to the people that you intend it to make. So if you really wanted to make an impact in society, this would be how you do it. Now, each homeless person has their own unique situation, their own unique story, their own unique way of getting out of their situation. And so when you understand their needs and you understand their goals, then you have the ability to decide, is this something that I can do to benefit a homeless individual? And that one is going to be up to the individual. But if this is something that you were thinking of, that you would like to be able to do, that you would like to be able to impact the homeless community and do your part to actually resolve the problem instead of perpetuating it, this is one of the many things that you can do. But the crux of it, the core of every suggestion that I've ever given, is that you need to get to know your homeless person. Because if you don't know them and you're just throwing money at the problem, money may not be the solution. It may be something as simple as a friend to come in and check on them, or they have certain valuables that they need to be able to protect, and so maybe like, hey, look, I'll hold it for you until you need it. I'll come by once a week, check on you. We'll sit back. We'll have a cup of coffee, smoke a cigarette, whatever it is that you want to do. Okay, there are multiple ways in which you can help the homeless make an impact in their life. And the thing is with the homeless situation is that the more positive experiences that you give a homeless individual, the more likely it is that they're willing to drag themselves out of the situation that they're in. I'm a perfect example. I've got some examples. So Puckett, I was a positive example with him. I gave him hope because of the way I was able to impact him. Now, I wouldn't give him money for his white dope, but I bought him I bought him his chew, or I buy him something to eat, or anything else like that. But I controlled where the money went to. If he wanted his white dope, he had to go get it himself. But you know what, that impacted Puckett to make positive changes in his life. There was another guy there at Gray's Marketplace, same thing, because of the way in which I carried myself. It was an inspiration, and they saw that and just like, I want to be like that. I want a piece of that as well. And so therefore that made a positive impact. And from what I understand, Pat is doing quite well. Okay, so this is perfect examples, case studies of what it is that you can do to make positive impacts and how you can actually change the psychology of homelessness. Now, if you want to help out the channel, become a subscriber, come on over to Patreon, leave me a tip down in the tip jar. Everything's down in the description. And thank you for watching. I hope this helped you guys understand a different way in which you could impact homelessness, and I will see you in the next video.